Hello. Hey guys, ECRG here. Back with another episode. It's been a while, guys. Man, has time flown by. It is absolutely crazy how fast time has flown by. Been a busy week, guys. Been a busy 2 weeks, actually. That's why I haven't been uploading but so much. So I wanted to really get in here today, talk to you guys. I didn't even really, announce I was gonna go on live. I just was like, I've got to come in here and talk to the people, because it's been so long. We're probably gonna be another few weeks too, where it's probably gonna be a little bit of sparse hearing from me. I'm still gonna try and stick to one upload a week, if not more. But I'm just doing my best. It's been crazy. So, let's see. Where have I been? Past couple weeks. So I just got back from Charleston. Last week I was in Greenville, North Carolina, Eastern Carolina University, and then the week before that I was in Washington, D.C. So I have been traveling a good amount the past few weeks. So it's just been kind of hard amongst other things I've been doing as well. So lots of travel. But the reason why I want to talk to you guys today is because we're talking about working with cutting edge sites. And I thought this was something that came up interestingly enough during my visit this week, because this site is very cutting edge, as in they do a lot of things electronically. But before I get into that any further, I want to talk to you guys about the resume review program, the interview prep, the career consultation. So of course, we're still doing all of those opportunities and things. We've had a lot of people email us over the past couple weeks to inquire about how to get involved with these programs. I'm seeing how to go about it and move forward. So we've been doing a lot of them, especially the career consultation. And that's actually one of my favorite things to do, is the career consultation. So you guys should email me, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com, if you're interested in anything like that. Career consultation, interview prep, resume review. So we are doing the good work, the hard work of getting you guys into clinical research. A lot of people are calling for a recession. Things are going to hit the fan over this 2 years or so. So you definitely want to make sure that you have got some experience before then, because only the experienced will survive. Only the experienced will survive. So make sure, guys, that you are updating your resumes. You're reaching out for help if you can, and getting to where you need to be in the industry, and saving that money, most importantly. This industry typically does not get hit hard by recessions, as you could see during COVID. They probably had some hiring freezes, but for the most part, the industry was very strong. Clinical research was very strong. But anyway, let's go and get into the title of today's episode. We're talking about cutting edge sites, how to work with cutting edge sites. So I recently had this, not really an issue, but scenario pop up with this site, because so their ISF binders, their binders where they house all the documents, are electronic. I'm just CVs and medical licenses, which is pretty common for most sites. I'm talking GCP training, financial disclosure forms, 1572, everything they have is electronic. So that creates an interesting situation, because our workflow is not designed for that. We when we're at home, have multiple screens. We have our computer plugged in. We have the desk space. Well, we really don't need that much desk space for electronic review. But anyway, we have the space digitally to review multiple screens and windows at one time. The problem with this site is it actually ends up taking longer, because I only have my one little screen with me to do all this review. So typically my workflow is I have my report up. That's where I'm taking notes on what I'm seeing. I have maybe an EDC page open. So my metadata rave will be open, so I could source data verify. And then I'll have the source open to me, which is going to be paper. Well, the problem with the site like this is their source is electronic. So that's going to take up half my computer screen. And I need my EDC open. That's going to take up the other half of my computer screen. There's no space for me to write into my report, which is electronic. So that creates a problem with workflow. It's not as efficient as a site that has paper source, which is interesting, because in the beginning, oh, this is great. You guys have everything electronically. But as far as actually, it's a little bit more difficult dealing with a site like this. And I was thinking, I was like, this is pretty interesting because this is in a great location. This is in South Carolina. Great location by the beach. I love coming to this site because the location is A1. It's one of the best locations I have right now. But it's easier for me to do my monitoring at home because of how everything is set up. I really don't even need to go to the site because they have the ability to destroy drug on site. Now, for this study, we are shipping it back to a depot. That's the only reason why I need to be on site. I don't need to. I can talk to the PI over the phone. I can do. I mean, during the pandemic, we can drug accountability remotely. So we have the capability to do everything remotely. And in this site, this is the only source where it's actually easier for me to do the visit remotely, as I just come to this conclusion. Of course, I'm not going to do it remotely because the site is in such a great location. I've got to go. I've got to be there. The food's fantastic. The beach is fantastic. The weather is fantastic. So I'm not passing that up to sit in my house. Absolutely not. So not only is their source documents electronic, their ISF documents are electronic as well. So it creates the same kind of challenges having such a small computer screen because we aren't built to multiple screens with this on the site. So this is something that's very, very, very interesting that I've come across with this site. Probably something that may happen in the future as well, but I think there's going to be more remote infrastructure around it. So maybe I would only be doing part of it on site, like the talking with the PI, checking inventory, and doing any kind of accountability and sending drug back. But this site's very cutting edge, guys, and I thought that was very, very interesting, where this was the first site where I'd prefer in some scenarios to go home and do the visit there at home. So you have any questions about this, guys? We've got couple people in the chat. So keep going back and forth between 2 and 1. Definitely send me a comment here if you got any questions. This is not going to be too long of a broadcast, but if people got questions, I will answer them. This was kind of spur of the moment, guys, so sorry for that, but I just had to get in here. I didn't know if I was going to have time later or what, but definitely wanted to make sure I get in here and tap in with you guys, show you guys some love. So yeah, now we got three people in the room. So guys, go ahead and drop your questions. I've been talking about this one particular site in South Carolina I've been working with that has very, very cutting edge tools. We're talking electronic source. We're talking electronic ISF. And it's a really, really cool tool. So I think this might be the future. But as far as presently, it makes it hard to monitor because we don't have the digital real estate to be able to navigate so many screens at once when we're on site. We, of course, have multiple monitors at home, but not while we're on site. So is there some type of fold up screen we could bring with us on site? I could add an extra screen to it. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. So guys, drop your questions down below. Drop your questions down below if you got any. Yeah, cutting edge sites. Different sites are being cutting edge in different ways. But this electronic ISF binder, electronic source, is really going to be the future here because it makes things so much easier for the sites. It's so easy for them to get the PIs to sign things. That's one of the big holes, to sign different things, different documents, review the lab electronically rather than having to come to your office in person. Because believe it or not, a lot of these are set up in their office where the research part could be across campus, and it's not necessarily feasible for them to come over every day. So you just kind of got to work it out. That's how most of these sites are set up. Sometimes the PI has an office there with the other study coordinators, but usually not. Okay. This person asks, I can't say your name. They said, how much electronic source documents do you have in America, percentage wise? How much electronic source documents do you have? But percentage wise, I don't know what that means. But sites don't have more than they need in terms of source. I mean, you're only going to have what's to be entered in EDC typically written on your source, or you're going to collect. So you're gonna have the right amount, I would say. So if you could ask that question again, or make it make sense a little bit, that would be great. An opposite to paper source. Okay. I think I know what you're saying. I only have one site. Actually, this is the only site I've ever have elect source. And so we're talking about in terms of the past 2 protocols I worked on, about 25 or so sites. This is the only one, and probably one of the only ones I've heard of that have it. Actually, no, there's one more I've heard of, Vanderbilt in Tennessee. I think they have electronic source as well, but it's very, very rare that I've come across in the indications that I've come across. Well, really, it's probably not even indication based. It's probably based on the center. So I'm sure the whole center electronic source. But yeah, it's not very common right now, but it could be. It could be becoming very common. I think there's definitely a lot of pros with electronic source. Like I was mentioning earlier, not sure if you were there, but just in terms of, the ability to create source documents quickly, the ability to get signatures from PIs and sub-Is is very, very nice with electronic. That's a lot more difficult with paper source, especially the way these sites are built out. You're welcome. How do you say your name? I can't read. I don't know what language that is. If it's Russian or Hebrew, I don't know. Do you have an English name? I don't even want to try. It sounds like Ibrahim or something, but I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. So we got 5 people in the chat right now, guys. I didn't even advertise this. This kind of went live. I just wanted to touch base with you guys and show love. Okay, so Russian. I was right. Eugene. Okay, that's how you spell Eugene. Okay, I thought it was gonna be Ibrahim, but okay, Eugene. Nice to meet you, Eugene. I don't think I've seen you in here before. It's been a while since we've done a live stream. So thanks for the question. If you guys got any more questions, drop them now down below. I'll stay as long as you guys have questions. If there's no more questions, I gotta go. So thanks for rocking me. We're talking about cutting edge research sites. In particular, I recently came back from a site that had all electronic everything. And of course, most companies aren't really built to deal with that. So how do you deal with that? It was definitely kind of difficult for me, especially realizing that, this is one of my favorite locations and locales. I don't want to monitor this stuff at my house. I want to be at the site so I can eat the food, go play at the beach, all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are doing real well. Now we got 1 person left in the chat. Let's see, is anyone coming back? Yeah, we got 1 person left. All these people left. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down here, unless anyone's got any more questions. No one's got any more questions? All right, we can go ahead and cut it. Thanks, guys. Just want to touch base. I I'm gonna be kind of busy the next couple of weeks as well, but pretty soon, probably July timeframe, I won't be as busy. So I'll be uploading more regularly, create more content for you guys, and probably doing some more interviews and stuff like you guys like. So as always, email me eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. Take care.